Michael Schumacher is a legend of Formula One. His professionalism, his car control, his determination, dedication and discipline were unparalleled and served as a role model for subsequent generations of drivers. He was the dominant driver of his time. Of the countless records, the one that remains is exclusively that of the most fastest race laps. 77 in 301 races. And even though his last engagement with Mercedes between 2010 and 2012 was only moderately successful, he still managed to set some highlights. Like his last pole position in Monaco in 2012, where he set a time of 1:14.301 at the tender age of 43. Here, I am trying to beat that time. The game is called Automobilista 2, and the car is an F-Reiza with authentic 2011 Mercedes liveries. As always in these contests, I try, to get accustomed to the car and the track first. In this case, I knew the track quite well, but the car not at all. The first lap was a 1:17.8. That was just to get a feel of everything. My second attempt, a few minutes later, still checking out my lines, braking points, acceleration points, was then already a 1:16.7. I was gradually improving, getting closer to the walls and the barriers, braking later, locking up the tires less, and even adjusting my gearing. In my first attempts, I was still using rather lower gears to have a lot of torque and momentum, but that was going to change as I recognized that a higher gear, second instead of first, third instead of second, was actually faster. So at the end of the first day, it was a 1:15.5, 1.2 seconds away from Michael, and I even forgot to turn DRS on here. The second session started very promising. I was quickly able to improve my time, only just a second away from Michael now. But this was only the starting point for a whole sequence of fast laps. (1:15.5, 4, 3, again 4, a couple of laps, all on the same level. If this was a race, I'd be very happy with my performance because of the sheer consistency. However, since we are in hot lap mode here and I was to beat a certain time, I also got a little frustrated despite of the actual improvement. And I desperately wanted to get into the 1:14s. Here you can see my final attempt of that session where I was actually able to achieve a PB in the first sector and also another PB in the second sector, putting me almost half a second up on my previous best. So let's quickly count. That would mean a 1:14.6 if I could pull it through. However, a slight mistake here. Well, not optimal around Raskas and a little too defensive into the last curve. DRS is on. And finally, I got at least a 1:14.98. Hallelujah and good night. Before I actually started my third session, I took a deep dive into the replay of my fastest lap to analyze where I was actually good and where I lost some time. And this resulted in some deep insights. I still wasn't using all of the road. I still had to get closer to the walls. And that not only in some corners, but in every corner of the whole track. And so after heating these things, I was able to do a 1:14.3, so close to Michael, only 22 thousandths away. So I knew now I was on the right track, so to say. Next lap, next chance. This one also felt good. And can I do it now? No, still not. 18 thousandths away. Just